Hey there, Big Brother fans. It is Friday, January 23rd, and I haven't talked to you guys for about 10 days. I have been on a mini vacation, and I just got back into town, and it is 9 degrees as I am talking to you. And I got a couple things to cover. First of all, we will talk a tiny bit of reality TV for those of you that are interested. We don't have any Big Brother news per se, other than we could talk about the Big Brother people that were on The Traitors, right? There was a couple of Big Brother contestants on The Traitors US, but I don't want to spoil The Traitors US for anybody, so I don't want to really mention it too much, except for, say, Ian, Terry, and Tiffany. I don't remember Tiffany's last name right now off the top of my head. From a couple different seasons of Big Brother were on, or are on, The Traitors. I don't mean we're on, but they're on The Traitors. And that is still airing. I think episode 6 was last night. I believe that's what I watched. So I am up to date, and it's going okay. It's all right. I'm watching the UK version as well, and so most of the things they're doing I've already seen on the UK. So that's fine. I like that. I'm totally fine with it. It's interesting to see how they do it slightly differently, right? So, anyways, it's going on. What else am I watching in reality TV? I will admit, because I think this is a bit of a hot topic with some people, I have watched the first couple episodes of Beast Game Season 2. I know that whole franchise comes with a little bit of for some people, issues, and I understand that. I'm just like, I'm watching it for the show, and as it turns out, there's someone that I don't know directly, but has an affiliation with my former workplace, and that's in it. So that kind of makes it interesting. So I've watched it, but I don't care. If someone told me you can't watch it anymore, not one of you, but I mean, if I was told that's it, it's gone, I wouldn't be like, oh no. It's just a time filler. I watched it on the plane flying. When I was flying down to Florida. That's kind of that's how big of an interest it is for me. But that's going on. What other shows are going on that I'm watching? House of Villains is about to kick off. There's some others that I can't think of. I guess Survivor's coming back, right? 50 is about to start, but I don't care. I hate to say it. So I'm not as worried about that. And I don't know. It's all right. I had a really good time. I think I did this afterwards. Yeah, I did this after I recorded my last podcast after I did the Traitors podcast that I did. So we're with Dave. So nothing's changed on that. So anyways, some reality TV stuff is going on, but nothing major. And so there's your coverage on that. I think they announced they're going to start casting for Big Brother, but I also think I talked about that in one of my previous recent podcasts. So there's your Big Brother / reality TV coverage. Very minimal that we could cover. Yeah, 3 minutes. Sorry. This is more about the other stuff, the stuff that I asked at my last podcast, where I asked you guys for ideas, for thoughts about doing something else, branching out. I want to do another podcast. I wanted to see if you wanted to hear more on this podcast, but I really think that I need to do a completely separate podcast, which I used to do one. I used to do one called Mike's Mostly Non-Big Brother Podcast, right? And then I shut it off when I had to start paying Spreaker money to have more than one podcast. But I have now paid Spreaker, at least for this month, so that I can have more than one podcast and I can talk for more than 15 minutes at a time. I'm not going to tell you quite yet what I have come up with. I have come up with a name for the podcast. I have, but I need to lock down a couple of other things, right? Here's the problem. As soon as I say the name, there is the slimmest, the minusculest, the tiniest, the microscopicest chance that someone will go out and grab the socials for that particular word, right? That's the biggest problem. For me, the biggest problem was finding a name that seemed to be unique enough that I could lock down names, and that also, and by names I mean like social names, right? Just in case. And then also easy enough to remember, that it's easy enough to share with people. Okay, so for example, like BB Gossip, and Big Brother Gossip, those are actually two different things, and I didn't, those things didn't exist, and I didn't think back in the day, oh, I got to lock this down. And who knew when I made BB Gossip on Twitter in 2009 because you couldn't have Big Brother Gossip because it was too long. So I had to abbreviate it. Who knew that then I would want to get, an Instagram account with BB Gossip or a Facebook account with BB Gossip. I don't know if Facebook, but Instagram, for example, which I do have BB Gossip for Instagram. But what I don't have is Tumblr BB Gossip because someone in the UK got it before I even thought to do it, right? And I think bbgossip.com is taken, right? So some of these things you want to have. And so as long as I'm starting something new that I might eventually do a little bit more than, I might do for a period of time, it would be very nice to have these different things tied up. And so while I have secured the .com domain name, which is all important, that's the key. .com, folks, is very important. While I have secured that, I haven't secured some of the other stuff, and so I need to go do that. So I was going to tell you guys this when I started to record this, and I realized I can't quite do it yet. I have to spend the rest of I have to get all these things locked down before I throw it out there. Again, on the very tiniest chance that someone might grab it. I don't think anybody cares. I don't think anybody will, but you never know. And they do grab things. If you buy a domain name, it will never be available again. The odds are almost slim to none that it will be available again, because as soon as you let it lapse, some company out there will buy it for pennies and just keep it forever. The name I wanted to go with, the .com, the name that had .com on it that I wanted to go with, has been owned since, I don't know, early 2000s, if not before. And it has never, using the Wayback Machine, I went looking, it's never had an actual legitimate web page dedicated to the name, right? So if the name was Bob's Burgers, which it isn't, but if it were, and you go look on the internet, if you had ever gone to Bob's Burgers in the last 25 years, you would have never seen any content except for this is parked, or just some obvious, hosting site that isn't doing anything. That's what this site was, but I can't get it. And if I tried to buy it, they wouldn't sell it, right? They would want they would sell it, but they want too much money for it. And so it's like, all right, well, I guess I go with a different name. And so I poked around, and I managed to find a different name, and that is what I have now paid for. And I just have to go around and I got to get a Twitter handle, even though I don't plan to use Twitter. I still want the Twitter handle. I still want my Blue Sky handle. Instagram, I want to get all those things. And once I have all those things, I will tell you. I know this is silly, but it is what it is. So, that's what's going on. I am on the verge of starting my own other non-Big Brother podcast, and we will get it done within the next day or so. And then I will talk to you guys on here only about probably Big Brother. And on that other one, I'll talk about everything else. And hopefully some of you will want to listen to that. I know some of you will. Hopefully lots of you will. But that's all I got right now. Traitors UK finale is tonight. And so I'm kind of excited about that. It's been a good show. But they drop 3 episodes a week. And so it only lasts 4 weeks, right? We got 12 episodes. Episode 12 is tonight. So I will watch that tonight. And then I'll be down to once a week watching Traitors US. Sorry for the long pause there. I had to think. But that's all I got, folks. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you to my patrons. And we'll talk to you soon. I'll still be back on this one at least once to tell you where to find me for other stuff. All right? Be well. And we'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye-bye.